So today's topic is IUCD, intrauterine cooperative devices, right? It is a very important topic in respect of theory exam as well as the practical examination, right? 10 important questions on intrauterine property, right? Right. What is the long form of IUCD? It is a intrauterine contraceptive devices. You can also call it as IUD. It get confused with our IUD, intrauterine. Okay, intrauterine devices. So we are better to call intrauterine contraceptive devices. Okay. So what is the next question? Guess करो आप लोग. Okay. Classify intrauterine cooperative devices. Okay. So right. So previously there is a open intrauterine devices and closed intrauterine devices. But nowadays we classify as a non-medicated, medicated, that is also called as the bioactive. Then third important is the hormonal containing intrauterine devices. So basically three types: non-medicated, medicated, and hormonal containing intrauterine devices. The example for the non-medicated is lipase group. Then for the medicated is the copper T200, copper T380A, multi-loaded, all the multi-loaded copper Ts. And hormonal containing intrauterine devices name is the Mirena. Exam में पूछते हैं. And the hormone which is secreted is the levonorgestrel. We'll discuss it after sometimes. Okay. So the three types basically: non-medicated, medicated, hormonal containing intrauterine devices. Exam में पूछेंगे. What are the how will you classify intrauterine devices? There are the three types. Non-medicated, example is the lipase loop. Medicated, example is the copper T380A. This copper Ts were used mostly in our institute, right? Or multi-loaded 375. Then hormonal containing intrauterine devices. Name is Mirena. What is the hormone? It contains the levonorgestrel. Okay. This is a one important question. Okay. What is the mechanism of action of copper T? Just start karo. What is the mechanism of action? Hello. What is the mechanism of action of the copper T? Intrauterine contraceptive devices means we are putting this device into the uterine cavity. Okay. So this copper T is going to hamper some chain part of the chain of the conception. So the important point is what can the copper T can do to the endometrium. Okay, what happened to the endometrium during the conception? Okay, so the endometrium is at the receiver end. Okay, it is a receiver end. Okay, so the copper T actually going to hamper the implantation. Right, exactly. 120. किसने बोला ये? 16 120. Unfavorable for implantation. Very good. 53. Okay. Right. Good. Very good. Okay. So this is a basic important mechanism which which act responsible for as a contraception. Right. So just in short, so these copper intrauterine devices causes the biochemical as well as histological changes into the endometrium because it is inside the uterus. Okay, right, which induce the local inflammatory reaction. Very good. बोला है अभी किसने. So biochemical and histological changes into the endometrium and which prevents the implantation. Okay, so yes, there is a zygote formation and there is a and this morula comes to the endometrium, but there is no proper endometrium for the implantation. Second important point is the increasing the tubal motility. Increased tubal motility. How can this prevent the pregnancy? Because of the increasing the motility, prematurely this zygote after the fusion of the ovum and the sperm, which comes little bit earlier to the endometrium, before the endometrium prepare for the reception of that the embryo. So because of this increasing the motility, embryo get prematurely transfers to the uterine cavity and which prevents the conception. Second important point. Obviously. Third is the impaired sperm ascent, mechanical barrier to the sperm ascent. Okay, you know the sperm deposit into the vagina, then it crosses the cervix. Then when it, because of this intrauterine devices which prevents the sperm ascent. Second important point is copper. The copper which has the spermicidal action. This copper induces some histamine release, cytokinin release to the endometrium, and that causes the spermicidal action. Right? Means already we discussed the biochemical histological changes. Biochemical changes means there is a inflammation, local inflammations. There is a release of all the cells of the inflammation like neutrophils, macrophages, and which engulfs the sperm. So ultimately, which prevents the implantation, which impairs the sperm ascent, and this copper has a spermicidal action. Okay. Then the last one is the levonorgestrel. Okay, levonorgestrel releasing the intrauterine devices. Okay, we'll discuss this action of this levonorgestrel after some time. So the three important points for the mechanism of action. One is the biochemical or histological changes. Okay, just a minute. इसमें तो raise hand किया था. Okay. Right. So तीन ध्यान में रखो. Biochemical histological changes occur on the endometrium which impairs the implantation, then increasing the tubal motility, premature transfer of the embryo to the cavity. Third one is the impaired sperm ascent. Okay, so this is second important question. This one is the next question. Okay, 1 minute. Enumerate the contraindication for insertion. This is my favorite question. I always used to ask these questions. Okay, what is the contraindication? This can be the part of question of long question, or there can be a separate short note on contraindication for the copper T. See, वाइवा में आपको अगर कॉपर टी नहीं आता है तो यू आर गोइंग टू फेल. राइट. PID 137, 129. Very good. Possible pregnancy. Very good. Copper allergy, nulliparous woman. Wow. सबको आ रहा है, सबको मालूम है. राइट. और प्रेगनेंसी 130T. राइट. Very good. Then PID. Very good. 142. आपका नाम नहीं आता है यहाँ पे, सिर्फ नंबर आ रहे हैं. ओके. प्रेगनेंसी. कॉपर एलर्जी. कॉपर एलर्जी नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं, नॉट गिवन इनटू द बुक. कॉपर एलर्जी. So pregnancy, yeah. Distorted uterine cavity. Very good. Distorted uterine cavity. Okay. Anomalous uterus, bicornic uterus. It is given 118. आपका नाम भी लिखो ना, फिर I can coordinate with you. नाम लिखो ना आपका. Right. Very good. सबने बोला है. So okay. So these are the all the contraindication. सबसे पहला is the presence of pelvic infection. That is PID. Very good. Then patient present with dysfunction uterine bleeding, or you can say abnormal uterine bleeding. Well, let's say patient is having some menstrual complaint or there is a bleeding, we have to insert the copper T. Obviously, third one is the suspected pregnancy. Okay, it is so first, so that's why we always confirm that patient is not a pregnant. Then prolapse uterus. Okay, prolapse uterus in which if there is an insertion, the chances of ascent of the infection is more. That's why we not advise the copper T for the prolapse uterus. Then distorted uterine cavity, already bola hai, right? 16051 ne bola hai. Distorted shape of the uterine cavity. Very good. This is distortion can occur because of the fibroid, because of the adenomyosis or some polyp. In that case, we are not going to insert the copper T. Then severe dysmenorrhea. Dysmenorrhea means painful menstruation. Dysmenorrhea means painful menstruation. Okay, what happens in copper T? When we insert the copper T, uterus has a tendency to get contract, to expel whatever the intrauterine is something is there. So when there is a spasm, when there is a contraction, obviously there is a spasm, and which can aggravate the dysmenorrhea. Okay, so someone write relative contraindication if she can't come to follow up the visit. No, 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 no. This is not a contraindication. Actually, this is the advantage of the copper T. Patient doesn't need to come frequently for the hospital, right? Because we'll discuss in the advantage. Okay, this is not a contraindication. We are going to advise to the patients उनका visit they are not able to come to the hospital regularly. उनके लिए we advise actually the copper T. So this is not a relative contraindication for right? 053. Okay. Please write down your name. Okay, just to communicate. Right. Then next one is the suspicious cervix with abnormal cytology. Abnormal cytology means some pre-malignant cervical condition or CS cervix suspected. In that case, we are not going to insert the copper T. Obviously, past history of the ectopic pregnancy. Okay, in that case, we try to avoid the copper T insertion. Because the ectopic pregnancy, one of the reason is the PID. And second important point, when there is a copper T, and if in somehow unfortunately pregnancy, the chances of ectopic pregnancy is more. That's why again we are going to avoid the copper T, right? Third important is the nulliparous patient. Obviously, we are not going to advise newly married couple copper T. Okay, so we are not going to advise this to the newly married couple. Then obviously the patient with HIV and all the sexually transmitted diseases, because the chances of flare up of this infection is there. So these are the in short important contraindications for the copper T insertion. Important is the one, I repeat once again, PID, DUB, suspected pregnancy, prolapse uterus, distortion of the shape of the uterine cavity, severe dysmenorrhea, suspected CS cervix, past history of the ectopic pregnancy, nulliparous patient, and HIV and STD patient. Right. Okay. Now next question. What are the different different type of insertion of the copper T? Means when you can going to insert the copper T? Right. Yes, postpartum किसने लिखा है? 074. वेरी गुड. पोस्टपार्टम, उसको नया नाम है अभी, पोस्ट प्लासेंटल इंसर्शन. पोस्ट प्लासेंटल ये नया टेक्निक है फॉर द इंसर्शन. वेरी गुड. अभी लिखा है पोस्ट मिसकैरेज. Miscarriage is not a proper word. Miscarriage means there is a pregnancy and there is a misabortion. Okay, what we can say, post procedure for the medical termination of the pregnancy. In that case, we are going to insert. Okay, very good. किसने लिखा है अभी? पोस्टपार्टम लिखा है. देन 137 ने लिखा है. वेरी गुड. पोस्ट मिसकैरेज, नॉट मिसकैरेज. 137, it's not miscarriage, after the medical termination of the pregnancy or some procedure like D&C and curettage. And 019 ने लिखा है 48 to 72 hours after the menses is over. Very good, very nice. That means this is called as an interval insertion. Okay, आपका कहाँ गया? Okay, हाँ, interval insertion. Okay, so that's why insertion. Then post abortal, yes, we just discussed it. Okay, very good. आप लोगों को मालूम है. Okay, in which patients we are going to insert the copper T? Like just married patient or married and उसको एक बच्चा है already. So this patient is preferable for the copper T insertion, like multi-para patient, not nullipara. Multi-para patient is the choice for the copper T insertion. Okay, right, right. So the time of this is just we discuss is the interval. Interval means patient is not a pregnant and after the procedure we are going to insert the copper T in non-pregnant patient, and the time for that patient is just after the menses. Just after the menses. What is the logical thinking behind this? Anyone? Chat. क्यों करते हैं insert? हेलो, चैट नहीं दिख रहा है. Very good. Patient is not pregnant. Yes, we got confirmation that there is a menses, means patient is not pregnant. This is a very logical answer. Very nice. 148. Then yes, 048. She said there is a cervix is dilated. Obviously, when there is a menstruation, to the flow of the menstruation, there is little bit cervix is dilated. Yes, easy to insert. 87. Cervix is soft. Okay, we can say os is open, right? Os is open because to flow the menses. And one more important point. What is that? Because the bleeding which occurred because of, we can say the bleeding because which occurred because of the insertion of the this intrauterine devices which get masked with this bleeding of menstruation. Patient doesn't get worry about that bleeding. So the masking of the bleeding, one point. Second is the os is open, and third one is the we get confirmation that patient is not pregnant. So this is the interval insertion. Is it clear? Then post-abortal, after the any procedure like suction evacuation and vacuum aspiration. In that case, just after the procedure, we can insert the copper tape. Okay, then postpartum. Okay, after the delivery, you can insert the property. The new the terminology is the postpartum post placental delivery insertion. Okay, यानी placenta removal के बाद just insert the property in delivery as normal delivery as well as in cesarean patient. But in this case, the expulsion rate of the property is more. Right. In this case, expulsion of the property is more. Very good. The 142 write down is when the contraction is over, right? When the menstruation is at the verge of the finish or the just after the menstruation, we are going to insert the property because during the menstruation there is a contraction of the uterus to expel the menstrual blood. So that's why we insert at the end of the cycle. Very good. 142. Very nice. Right? Is it clear? So the time of insertion interval means just after the menses, post-abortal, after the procedure, postpartum, post-placental insertion. Right? Next one. Okay. Explain the method of insertion. This is a practical question actually. कैसे insert करोगे property, right? So the important is this is a OPD procedure. We are not going to admit this patient. Okay, this is a OPD procedure. The important is after the taking all aseptic precautions, we are going to insert non-touch insertion. Means we are not going to touch to any part of the property. Hello? Hello, Siddharth? Hello? Okay. Then we'll give the lithotomy positions, then speculum insertion, we hold the cervix, right? This property has the some part like the inserter and plunger. Okay, in that case we keep the inserter and the plunger fixed, and we just remove the inserter or the plunger, and the property is open into the uterine cavity. So this is called as a withdrawal technique. Means insert करेंगे और property, we are not going to push the property. We will pull down the inserter or the plunger, okay, which helps to open the ends of the property. Actually, this is not for the multi-loaded property. In that case, this is not a mechanism. We just insert and we'll remove the plunger inserter, right? So to you, what is important? No touch insertion method and withdrawal technique, right? The next one is do you know any non-contraceptive use of intrauterine property devices? Very good. ये बहुत important question है for the Viva. This is a scoring question. Write down. Just I am watching your chat. Do you know any non-contraceptive uses of the intrauterine property devices? Write down. Contraceptive means prevent the pregnancy. This is we know it. But what is the non-contraceptive? Means contraception killing, but you are going to use these intrauterine devices for what? Hello? Hello? Speaking. आवाज नहीं आ रहा है आपका अच्छे से. कुछ करना है क्या मुझे इधर? हेलो हेलो 20 नंबर आप बोल रहे हो कुछ तो भी ओके नो कोई लिख रहा नहीं है राइट decreases the chances of cancer 30 which is reduces the endometrial and cervical cancer not cervical endometrial cancer का इंसिडेंस कम होता है which property but that is a levonorgestrel the progesterone secreting property हेलो आपका आवाज अच्छे से नहीं आ रहा है 20 नंबर हेलो आई एम ऑडिबल okay which is so that is a mirena when we insert the mirena which we are going to we'll discuss this after some time obviously the chances of uterine cancer that is the endometrial cancer is the less this is the one use and second one is the Asherman syndrome. Asherman means there is a intrauterine adhesions which can occur after the procedure, some post-abortal procedures. In that case, when we are going to perform this adenolysis in the hysteroscopy, after that, to prevent the adhesions, re-adhesions, we are going to insert the copper T. So, इतना ध्यान में रखो, the copper T can be used to prevent intrauterine adhesions, and intrauterine adhesions is called as the Asherman syndrome. Is it clear? ये नाम भी आपने लिया ना बस हो गया Asherman syndrome. It is used in the Asherman syndrome to prevent the Asherman syndrome that is the intrauterine adhesions. Just we discuss. So this is levonorgestrel releasing the copper T. We are going to use in the DUP, menorrhagia, dysmenorrhagia, all the menstrual irregularities. Okay. The again important use of this levonorgestrel releasing intrauterine devices is this can be used as a part of the treatment for the DOP. This can be used as a part of treatment for the patient with endometrial hyperplasia. Very good. 87 ने लिखा है कि decreases the chances of adenomyosis. We cannot say endometriosis, which relieves the symptoms or signs of the endometriosis. Right? Yes. Very nice. 143. She said it can be used as a hormonal replacement therapy. Okay, it is a part of hormonal replacement therapy, right? Okay. Okay, next question. Enumerate the different complications of intrauterine contraceptive devices insertions. Complications. Okay, जब भी कोई भी पूछेगा what are the complications, there are the two complications, immediate complications and remote complications. Very good. लिखा है सबने hemorrhage, perforation. Yes, perforation से पहले क्या आएगा? Yes, immediate क्या रहेगा? Cramp like pain. Okay, and there can be a syncopal attack because of the holding of the cervix. There is a stimulus. Okay, vasovagal stimulus, and there can be a syncopal attack. Cramp. Already we discussed. Uterus has a tendency to contract, and obviously the partial perforation or complete. Complete perforation means the property goes into the in abdomen, right? Partial means it is into the wall of the uterus. Okay, very good. किसी ने लिखा है loss of the device. Loss of the device can say me okay चलेगा. That is hello. Okay, not getting 20 number. आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. Hello, Siddharth. I'm audible. Okay, expulsion is a okay. That is a just this is immediate. We'll see the remote complication. Yes, remote abnormal uterine bleeding. Yes, because of the misplaced copper T, there can be abnormal uterine bleeding. There can be a pain, spasmodic pain. Obvious. Hello. So then, PID and spontaneous expulsions. Obviously, the perforation of the uterus. So these are the remote complications. Very easy complication to remember. Okay, pain, PID, expulsion, and perforations. Right? Is it okay? Immediate is the cramp-like pain, syncopal attack, complete and partial perforation, then abnormal uterine bleeding, pain, PID, spontaneous expulsion, and perforation of the uterus. So there can be a pregnancy with copper T. Yes, there is a chances of the pregnancy That is a failure rate of the copperty. There is a chances of the pregnancy with this copperty. But whenever there is a pregnancy, when copperty in situ, the chances of ectopic pregnancy is more, right? Okay. What are the indication for the removal of copperty? Indication for the removal of the copperty. Okay, very nice. Suspected and unwanted pregnancy. Patient is willing for the contraception. We can immediately remove it. Loss of the thread. Very nice. Pain, bleeding. Very good. Yes, 53 pain, bleeding. Okay. So these are the indications for the removal of the copperty. If patient is having the persistent uterine bleeding, there is a salpingitis, means there is a PID. Okay, patient is having some clinical features of the PID. In that case, we are going to remove the copperty. Obviously, perforation of the uterus. Missing thread, आपने बोला है ये missing thread किसने बोला है? Loss of thread. Then partial expulsion. Just copperty is into the cervical region. We are going to remove that copperty. Then when effective lifespan of the device is over, right? Effective lifespan of the device is over. What is the life? This can be the questions in Viva. We have a copperty, or they can ask, what is the lifespan of this copperty? So the important is for the copperty 200, that is 3 years. Copperty 380A, that is 10 years. Multi-loaded 375, 5 years. And Leonardo devices 5 years. Okay. लिखो आप copperty 200 का कितना है? Just write down copperty 200. What is the lifespan for the copperty 200? Just write down. What is the lifespan for the copperty 200? What is the lifespan for the copperty 380A? And what is the lifespan for the Mirena? Just write down. Okay, this can be a Viva question. Okay. Now the next one. How do you diagnose missing thread? This can be a part of the long questions or Viva question. How do you diagnose? Okay, 10 years, very nice. Yes. How do you diagnose? Okay, 137, write down the UAG, ultrasonography. Okay, this is very good. You can diagnose easily with the 3D sonography. Second important point, okay, transvaginal sonography. It is a more useful. Before that, you can diagnose this with X-ray. Okay, previously we are going to diagnose with X-ray. X-ray means we are going to insert some dilator into the uterine cavity, and we are going to take the X-ray. So we can find out the relationship of this copperty with that dilator, and we can find out whether this copperty is whether into the anterior part or posterior part, whether it is away from the uterine cavity. So we can easily help this. And third one is the histoscopy, right? Histoscopy is the gold standard for the visualization, right? Okay, so the X-ray, sonography, and histoscopy is the gold standard for the diagnosis. Okay, with this histoscopy, or what is the management for this missing thread? Yes, we'll first diagnose the position of that missed copperty, and then we can remove this with the help of histoscopy. Histoscopy guided removal. This is a gold standard. Okay, you can try to remove blindly with the long artery forceps also, but nowadays we prefer to use histoscope to remove this copperty without the thread. Okay. What is the advantage of third generation intrauterine devices? Third generation means hormonal releasing, then multi-loaded copperty. Okay, these are the copperty. So advantage is the higher efficacy rate with low pregnancy rate, longer duration of the action, okay, low expulsion rate, risk of ectopic is less, PID is less. Obviously, anemia is improved because of the less bleeding, right? So the last line, that is a neurological intrauterine devices, we already discussed. The advantage is in the menstrual irregularities, then adenomyosis, endometrial cancers, endometrial hyperplasia, in that it is a useful. So this is the advantage of the third generation of the intrauterine devices. Right. Okay, overall advantage of the intrauterine devices compared with the other oral contraceptive pills and other method of the contraceptions. It is inexpensive, very simple. Okay, but the expert is required to insert. Okay, which has the prolonged contraceptive protection. Patient is not needed to come regularly for the follow-up or to the hospital. No systemic side effect. Okay, and reversibility is prompt. Okay, when it remove the copper T and patient can get the pregnant. Okay, so these are the advantage of the intrauterine copper T devices. This is one more question. Can we use copper T as an emergency contraception? Can we use copper T as emergency contraception? Answer is yes. Copper T can be used. Insert within the 5 days of the intercourse. This is answer. Still, there is a failure rate by 1 to 1% failure. Very nice. 54 yes, post-coital you can insert it 29, which prevents the implantations. Which prevents the implantation. This is the mechanism of action for the as emergency contraception, right? Okay, this was the last question, and these are the questions only on the intrauterine copper T devices. Actually, mostly this is going to ask into the Viva, और most of the students को यही question पूछेंगे about the copper T. Copper T is very important. Okay. Okay. Hello. Done. Thank you.